Good morning, everybody. Mike Wright here from Edge Home Finance, and I am super excited because we've got two very special people here today. Mai Miller and then Lucky Yang. Yep, thank you very much. They are Realtors of the Week and mother-son combo too as well. So that's the first for us here. So we appreciate you coming.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, absolutely. Lucky, are you pretty, you told me earlier you're all nervous, it's just buddies talking. That's all I got to say, right?
Like I said before, it's different when you film it yourself and you can edit it. But in a different environment and different cameras, it's just different.
Yeah. Well, that's one of the reasons why we pay Jake the big money, right? He can edit us and make us look good, et cetera, right?
Add some filters too, Jake.
Yeah, that's right. It's good. So I was lucky enough to be able to meet you two from Jake. He had done a interview with you on podcasts or on the Pod Gods cast, whatever, and I just said that I wanted to meet you two and learn about how you both work together, how you got into the business. So Diversified Realty, tell me how you guys got into the business. Lucky, why don't you start?
Yeah, so, growing up, I kind of wanted to get into something business-wise.
Yep.
And shadowing my mother in high school for, the credits or whatever, shadowed her and kind of fell in love with real estate and wanted to, get into investments and all that. So I kind of figured becoming a realtor and representing myself and my clients is probably the fastest way to, grow my investment portfolio and, gain a lot of money.
Well, and I think that's, the reality is that it is hard work.
Yeah.
But it pays well, right?
100%,
And your clients walk away happier than can be. So, Mom, what traits did you see in Lucky that made you bring him into this deal?
Yeah, so Lucky, he would be my chauffeur, and he would chauffeur me to showings a lot, and he'll come to some of my final walkthroughs with me.
Yeah.
And I felt that Lucky, like our business, we kind of, like my family, my husband was a business owner, and I was wanted to, in the business too, wanted to kind of show him the ropes. And I think that with Lucky, just being very patient and a people person, and Lucky's got great negotiation skills, like he can, sometimes when he was like, even as a kid, sometimes I'm like, man, like, how did you do that to me? Like you bribed me, you little, but yeah, no, other than that, like he's got great negotiation skills, and he's such a nice, personable people person.
I love it. Yeah. I love your demeanor too. Ever since we've met, your professionalism has been fantastic, and that goes a long way because you get to meet a lot of different people.
Yeah.
How do you handle meeting new people and et cetera? So, Mai, tell me a little bit about your background. Obviously, we both have tremendous admiration for Realty Group.
Yeah.
Mike and Long we just had Mike on.
Yeah.
An amazing man, and I know Long tremendously. And so how was that experience, training, et cetera?
Yeah. Yep, so when I started my career, I started with Realty Group with Mike and Long, and Mike and Long are, like, they're both amazing people, you know, and they have such a great system going on there at Realty Group, and I've always admire Long and Mike a lot because they always genuinely wanted their agents to succeed, and every time I asked to sit down with them, I always have that opportunity, and they're great people, and they push their agents to do well, and I think that a lot of it too has to do with, and a lot of agents have to come to realize that too, but the broker has a huge play, but it's also you as well. The agents has to have the perseverance. They have to have the determination. Like I was up, I did a lot of research because I wanted to get into pre-foreclosure. So I did a lot of midnight research. I did YouTube videos and just a lot of reading to get into pre-foreclosure. So I did a lot of pre-foreclosure sales. I helped a lot of family walked away from foreclosure.
Nice.
So I did a lot of that, and I think that your brokerage, but however, it really comes down to the agent itself, because I'm a big believer of someone can give you all the resources to be successful, but you have to use those tools and resources to be successful.
Well, and I wanted to touch on this earlier, but Mai's background is absolutely beyond cool. I mean, you came over here at 2, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Tell us a
Yeah.
little bit about that.
Yeah, so my family, we came here at 2. I was born in a refugee camp in Ben Vinai refugee camp, and we came here at 2. And my parents, my dad, we stayed with my uncle, and my dad worked right away, and we finally moved out, and my dad's been a hard worker since, and I think some of my work ethics is also a reflection of how hard how dedicated my dad
Yeah.
is, and how well he pushed us to always become better. So I think that really helped me become who I am today, is to be determined and just to never quit. So.
Lucky, do you find that with your mom? I mean, we always seem to look up to our parents tremendously, right?
Yeah,
You've got
100%.
such an amazing role model.
Yeah, 100%. It's just not just my mother, but my dad as well. Seeing how determined they are to succeed in anything they do,
Yeah.
kind of pushes it onto us kids that if they can do it, we can also do it. And then seeing my grandpa coming over here with nothing, just a backpack on his back, and with 8 kids,
Yeah.
have to support 8 kids. So it was tough.
Yeah.
8 kids.
Yeah, I was just telling Jake that my dad retired at 55,
Yeah.
right? And just like a refugee coming here with just nothing but the clothes that he had on and a backpack, right? And retiring at 55, it's unbelievable. And my dad, he's English is his second language,
Yeah.
but he speaks it well, but he's got like a thicker accent, and most people that meets my dad think, oh, he's just like a soft-spoken, quiet, dumb Asian, but it's like, no, my dad is like actually like super smart, and he, like, I don't know how he does it with 8 of us, and he took his whole family, and he came to a country that he had no idea what it's like, and he's success. He's retired at 55, and I'm so proud of him.
8 kids too. I mean, I'm telling you, that's an amazing
Yeah.
deal, and I think it's passed on to you.
Yeah.
Now to Lucky, right? And I think that's super cool. So, Diversified Realty, now your baby, right?
Yeah.
What made you say, Realty Group's got an amazing name, but you wanted to do it on your own?
Yeah, so like and I absolutely love Realty Group. If I didn't
Yeah.
go on my own, I'd still be there. But I think that, for me, I'm always a person, I always want to grow. And I never stop growing. I'm never comfortable, and I always want to do things that are more challenging. So when I was there, I asked if I can be part of the, the broker, because I got my broker's license when I was with Realty Group, and
Right.
I wanted to grow with my broker's license, and I asked if I can get opportunity with the brokers department, part of their broker team, and I think that they didn't have any positions at that time.
Right.
So so I'm just like, well, I got to do something different, So I'm like, I've always, wanted to, and I had a team when I was at Realty Group too, and I mentored other agents. So I've always wanted to grow in a different way to like help support other agents that want to get into the business, to teach them what they can do to be successful. So I think that that was one of my biggest moving factor was I've never wanted to stop growing. So
Go start on your own.
Yeah.
Lucky, so it's your mom is obviously your role model.
Yeah.
Have you found other agents that you've been able to talk to, that you've been able to learn from? I know there's a number of different amazing groups,
Yeah.
young professionals of realtors. Have you reached out, or what are you finding? How has the business been for you?
So getting started, it was a challenge. Doing something new for a change, it's very challenging. Not really, I guess I talk to other agents, we hang out here and there. I know a realtor, Wesley from Edina. I hang out with him a lot, and we talk business a lot. And, it's just, and he's the same age as I am, so it's a change from my mom to another agent who's my age. There's not much to say, but it's
No,
just
it's brilliant, though.
Yeah.
I think the more mentors you can pick up. Jake's got some great friends that are new to the business, but they are just rocking it because their
exactly.
energy and their willingness to learn, going beyond mom.
Yeah.
Even though seamless, etc. But to see how other people work. That's going to be cool for you to watch. How's the business been?
It's pretty good. I did almost reached 6 figures my first year.
Nice.
Yeah,
Very
I
good.
did over 7 million sales in a little over 2 years. But
Yeah, no, I'm just so proud of Lucky, and sometimes I feel like I'm really hard on him because for me, like my dad was really hard on me, so I feel like I gotta be hard on my kids too, right? So sometimes I push my kids, and sometimes my husband's like, you just gotta realize that he's 22. He's doing really well, and he's determined, and he's 22. Like most kids his age are just like having fun, and they're not even thinking about their career yet, or they're still going to like. He's like, I'm like, yeah, that's right. Like sometimes I need someone to like remind me that yes. You need to step back a little bit and just let your kids continue to grow and figure themselves out instead of like, pushing them too hard, because I feel like, maybe sometimes if I push them too hard, I might just not do what I want them to do. They might do something different, or it just might not be the results that I want. So, but I'm really proud of Lucky because he's 22 and he's determined. He's buying his first house at 22. So
good for you, bud.
So I'm really proud of him. Yeah.
Well, and I think that that's a tribute both to you and to your demeanor with other people, because we all know it's hard. Yeah. It's a lot of door knocking, and it's letting people know what you do, because they trust and love you, right? Now they just need to dial, because it's a big number. Yeah. You're dealing with some big numbers and transactions for a 22-year-old, as you stated. That's quite a task. So let's tap into your 22-year-old mind. Obviously, you were nice enough to come and do this interview, which means a world to me. You've got 900 plus agents watching, right? And they want to know. Tell us about the social media world. I mean, you've got, every single thing. Now it's no longer Twitter, it's X, and all this other, videos. What do you hone in on?
Yeah, so when I started, I did a lot of just flyers, social media flyers, and that kind of was doing it. But as I jumped in when COVID happened.
Right.
And, everybody was on TikTok and doing short little reels. So I kind of figured that's more of an attention grabber. So I jumped and did videos, one of my videos got like 10,000 views. So I kind of noticed that would, gain a lot more followers, and I'll gain a lot more clients doing that. So that's what I jumped into. Yeah.
Is it, and Jake and I discuss this all the time. It seems like Facebook is, I don't want to say a thing of the past, but it's kind of becoming,
My daughter said one day Facebook's just going to be a big graveyard of dead people. I'm like, what is
Oh boy,
Her generation doesn't use Facebook.
Well, if I end up there, Jake will be my replacement. So we'll keep this rolling. But what about YouTube? I mean, you're great at videos. I've seen your work. Do you YouTube, TikTok?
Yeah, I do. Not much of YouTube yet. I wanted to get in there. I wanted to start my own podcast as well, and I'm planning on doing so. And then what I'm doing a lot now is TikTok and Instagram. So a lot of the little short videos you see, that's what's on there. Yeah.
Well, one of the cool things about Jake, and you guys have all met him, but he also does this on his own. Right. Yeah. So, I mean, if you ever need the talents of him, because, I mean, if you look at, if whoever's been in here, and we've had some great names in here, he's got all the proper equipment.
Yeah.
He professionally edits things, etc. So if you ever need his help,
he does a great job.
Yeah, he does.
Jake has been really wonderful. I reached out to Jake. It's like, hey Jake, where did you get all your equipment? So he sent me like a link of every single equipment. He said, hey, if you want me to help you set up, I'd be happy to come help you. I'm just like, yes. So no, he's been very nice. Yeah.
Well, and it's cool, and you've got such. I mean. Yeah. Doing my research on you, it's so cool because you got a radio show. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Now, granted, I'm going to be I didn't understand a word of the radio show, but I mean, it was all, but it was cool that you do that. How did you start doing that?
Yeah. So I for me, I've always wanted to give back to my community, and I've done it in in a lot of ways, and I feel like I want to dedicate my time to my community.
Love it.
So my show is to dedicate my time to support entrepreneurs and local businesses, bring them on my show to showcase their business and showcase some of their skills. So my show was done primarily to support that, and that the idea of helping someone grow. So and it's more like a volunteer basis where I kind of volunteer with it's like a podcast, or it's a company called Bemo TV. So
Yeah.
they have a couple hosts on that show. So I'm one of their hosts, and and I wanted to I came in there. They were looking for hosts, and they asked if I wanted to be one. I said yes, and I came up with this idea of I wanted to do my show just based primarily focusing on businesses, So I've done it for, I want to say, about 2.5 years, and and I try to do as much as I can, but I'm just so busy too, and it's like a volunteer thing, and I just kind of do it on my own time. But I mean, I absolutely love it. It's just my way of giving back to my community and supporting other business owners, because I understand how hard business owners work and how hard they keep their lights on. So I just do it because I love small businesses.
I think that it's what we had talked about on the show often, and we've had some tremendous names, like I said, Ryan O'Neill, Mike, etc. And they always talk about not pushing people into what they think you should do, but it's what do you want to do, Lucky?
Exactly.
I mean, what is you're at an age group where you're going to have to start having a lot of people inquiring about they're paying rent.
Yeah.
Go talk to you about buying a house, right?
Yeah. So a lot of my friend group, a lot of them are still renting, of course, and still in school. So just building, I guess, instilling in them that I'm in real estate. I do this for a living, and kind of pushing it on to them that, hey, I do this. If you need help, let me know. But yeah, as of right now, a lot of them are still renting or with family. And saving, of course. So,
and then I think showing them that real estate investment is so important.
Exactly.
Like when I was in grade school, my teacher said, if you ever want to become rich, own land, own real estate. And at that time, it's just like, that doesn't click to me, right? But now I'm just like reflecting back, like, oh my gosh, absolutely. If you ever want, and most of the wealthiest people own real estate, or some kind of business. And I think that with Lucky too, just doing that, showing to his friends that, hey, owning real estate is such a big piece, and renting is great too, but at the end of the day, you're paying your landlord's mortgage versus paying your own mortgage and building equity that way too.
They've got some amazing, being in the mortgage business, they've got some amazing first-time homebuyer programs, right? As little as 1% down. Money can be gifted to people. Some of those things that it's important that, you get educated on that, because then you're the go-to, right? Just like, Mai is the go-to for a lot of these business owners, because she's earned that trust by exposing them to so many.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you get that a lot, where people trust you, like you, know you?
Yeah, and I feel like, we have to kind of set who to our community, like, what are you good at, right? And with Lucky, what is he good at? Selling real estate. And even though his friends aren't ready right now, a couple years from now, they're going to be ready, and Lucky's going to be the person to call, because Lucky's been in the business and he's owned his own real estate. Lucky's also looking to get into real estate investment. I think that would just be a, perfect mentor for them. And
you're getting into it at a great age, right? And your personality to get along with people, I can just tell it shines, right? He's a little quiet right now because, with all this stuff, but he has got an amazing, anytime I get to meet somebody and they come right up and shake your hand and make eye contact, God, the trust that built was amazing. So I applaud you for that, and that's it can be intimidating, but you do a great job at it. Tell me some of the hurdles you've ran into.
Some of the hurdles. So it was challenging coming into the industry because I was younger, of course, and a lot of clients didn't trust me because I jumped into it very young, and they're like, should we trust this 20-year-old or, of course, somebody my mom's age. So it was challenging to get them to trust me and, kind of built that trust with them, showing them that, I know what I'm doing and I can walk you through the contract, walk you through the deal smoothly, and we walk through closing, and it's just smooth. They walk through and they're smiling.
How cool was that? And we all at closings, it is the greatest thing anybody's ever experienced because you get paid. It doesn't matter. Paychecks follow happiness, right? How was that for you when you first closing, when all of a sudden you had clients that couldn't hold back the tears or smiles?
Yeah, it was amazing seeing them super happy, owning real estate, a piece of real estate, and being in a house that they can truly call their own. You know, that was an amazing feeling. And you can just handing them the keys, opening the lockbox, hand them the keys. Gosh, you can just tell that they're like, oh, we want to move in today. We want to move in now. You know, it's an amazing feeling.
Yeah.
It's I've done, and we've talked a little bit, I've done thousands of transactions, but you know, it never gets old.
Yeah.
And I go to every closing. Why? Because of that exact
Yeah.
feeling.
Yeah, exactly.
There is nothing that is better.
Yeah.
You know, and the follow-up, are you, how is your follow-up? I mean, do you feel pretty comfortable with your friends telling them what you do and stuff?
Yeah, they kind of see it all over social media
Yeah.
already.
Good.
So they kind of know what I'm doing. I'm usually just here for if they have any questions. Of course, I don't want to be too pushy because it kind of pushes them away as well.
Yeah.
You know? So I just kind of, they see it, that I'm doing it, and if they have questions, they're welcome to ask.
But
Yeah.
and I think that that's the educational piece, right? Which is what you do so well, and you've learned, you know. So you've got, where does he fall in with the five? It's 5 kids, right?
He's the oldest.
Oldest?
Yeah.
Very nice, very nice. So you're the role model for your family.
Yeah, I guess so.
Gotta
Yeah.
do it right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but that's tremendous, and I think
Yeah.
that's that work ethic that always passes down, right? You said it about your parents, and so I applaud you with that. So now you talked about, are you into the REO world, or I know you help a lot of people with some of the issues that they may have.
Yeah, so I haven't done, like, I've done some REO transactions,
Yeah.
but I'm not, I haven't partnered with any banks or anything. However, I've helped a lot of clients recover from pre-foreclosure.
Yeah.
So if they are going to pre-foreclosure, what can we do to help you? So I've helped several families recover. And honestly, that was one of the most emotional transactions
Yeah.
I've ever done, because you walk into a home and you see families with kids and their home's going to foreclosure, and it's so emotional because I have kids too. And I'm a really emotional person myself, and
Yeah.
and I find that, like, I'm really passionate with real estate because I'm really passionate about helping families. So doing pre-foreclosures is really, really emotional for me.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
No, and I can just
And
tell
I don't
right.
know if I can do a lot of those.
Yeah. Well, but I can tell right there
Yeah.
that you're that's the mom in you, right?
Yeah.
But it's also a brilliant realtor in you as well.
Yeah.
Because as soon as we take this world and we don't care about our clients, it's tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
I did one, and they were into foreclosure, and they had little kids, and at that time I had little kids. I'm like, wow, this
Yeah.
could be my family,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, and I need to help this family. So, yeah.
All right, well, we're switching the topic. I don't need to,
Yeah, it's
you
just,
know, I want you comfortable.
I don't want to do too many pre-foreclosures, and that's the reason why I stay away from divorce. Because
Yeah.
a lot of agents, they tap
Yeah.
into divorce, and it's like, I don't want to do that, because you know, I don't want to deal with, you know, just the emotional piece, and I want it to be a happy ending where, like, I
Yeah.
help families, and my niche is like first-time home buying.
Love
like
it.
I
Love
love
it.
first-time home buying because it's happy, and you know, I'm happy.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, I just don't want to. Yeah.
Well, and it's a different arena. That REO world, I used to be an asset manager at one time, a remote asset manager, and,
Yeah.
you know, you see the post deals and people make niches
Yeah.
out of it. But it's time demanding
Yeah.
because of the tasks these banks require you to
Yes.
do.
Yeah.
And so it's a whole different arena.
It is.
So
It's
I applaud you
yeah.
for your consulting end of things, but it is tough going through it. And sometimes you're not able to answer everybody.
Yeah.
Give me 3 traits or skills that you find that allow you to win in real estate.
Yeah, so being compassionate is one of them. Because in real estate, you have to be compassionate. You have to be able to resonate with your clients. Put yourself in that position that, oh, they're going through some stuff, right? So that, and just, you know, negotiation.
Yeah.
Being able to negotiate for your clients, because you're putting yourself, because your clients are looking up to you to say, hey, my realtor is going to be representing me. And just knowing when you'd have to speak up for them, right? So
Yeah.
negotiation and just working on the best interest is one of them. And then also, just being nice, super friendly,
Yeah.
personable. I think that's really important.
Well, and
Yeah.
knowing both of you,
Yeah.
the other skill that I know is critical is communication.
Yes.
Because it's like we talked about, it's a big number, right? And people are on edge because they're having to pack not only for themselves, but a lot of people have kids too.
Yeah.
So you're having to pack and you're having to coordinate, and you're the coach for title, inspection, all these different things
Yeah.
you need to rein in.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And it's cool to watch Lucky and how he functions because and you of course, but you do it so smoothly, right?
Yeah.
So
As a realtor, we were like, I was telling Lucky, me and Lucky were talking about this the other day. I'm like, Lucky, we wear so many hats as a realtor.
Yes.
You can
Yeah,
be
we
a
do.
therapist, a counselor,
Exactly.
a teacher, educator, just, firefighter, because we're constantly putting out fires, right?
Yes.
And Jake probably knows this too, and you know this too,
Yeah,
doing
yeah,
loans, all
yeah.
those fires we put out.
well, but that's part of the business. But I think it's our demeanor
Yeah.
on how we come across to
Yeah,
our clients, right?
exactly.
Yep.
Because the immediate reaction is, oh, or
Yeah.
panic.
Yeah.
But you breathe, you figure out how to resolve the problem. It's like negotiations, right? When you get offers, it's tough right now to have offers accepted. It's
Yeah.
tough to find listings,
Yep.
but it's how you handle that.
Yeah. And I think that, and Jake and I was talking about this last time too, and I think relationships with other people in the business is so important, Sometimes you get agents and we can't forget that we're just closing on this file and this is the end, because however, I never know when I'm going to submit an offer to one of your listings, vice versa. And I want to make sure I have my relationship with you where that next time I send a file, you want to work with me again.
Yeah.
I've had some agents in the past that sent files over and I had a horrible experience. It's like, oh, I don't know if I ever want to work with you again just because of the services that you do and just your communication and just, not being willing to cooperate, and so I think that having a relationship in the business with loan officers and other realtors in
Yeah.
the business is really, really important too.
Do you absorb? Like that piece right there
Yeah.
was gold.
Yeah.
Because it's easy to think one and done,
Yeah.
especially with as many agents
Yeah.
as there is around. But how you present yourself, sometimes you're not going to accept offers. Sometimes you're going to have to tell them that the appraisal came in low
Yeah.
or that there's a problem with the inspection or whatever. But it's your confidence
Yes.
Exactly.
and your compassion with them because they don't want to hear it. But on the flip side, it is what it is.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, I appreciate you. So do you think, 5 kids, how do you balance all this chaos?
Yeah, so I'm really thankful because I have really good kids,
Yeah.
and I have some built-in babysitters too. So, and then my husband's been really helpful. He's very supportive on my business. There's days where I have to work 10-hour shifts, 12-hour shifts, and I miss dinner or I miss family games. Lucky growing up in high school, he was in football, so I missed a lot of his games. So, it's just a lot of sacrifices that I have to make for my family, and just my family understanding and knowing that mom is busy and just filling in when I'm not home. So, and my husband is very supportive. If there's times where I say, hey, I gotta pack and leave at 8 p.m. to go do this, he'll help me pack and my stuff.
Wow.
And what do you need? I can, what do you need? Where's your keys? So he'll find my keys for me and just get me out of the house. So, I have a really good support system at home. So I think that really helps me.
You being your age, right? Many are saying, nope, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'm going out with my buddies. I'm hanging. I'm going to go roll with them. Has that been hard for you, knowing, or do you have the vision of where you want to be and willing to sacrifice?
It's not really a hard choice for me. For me, I want to work. I love working.
Yeah.
I'd rather show houses than go, I guess, to a club or something. You
Right.
know?
I don't think
So-
he's ever been to a club.
Well,
Not that I know of.
No, I know your mom's here, but I mean, you can tell us
Here, let me plug
reality.
my
Lucky.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah,
well,
no.
mom's like, whew, thank goodness,
Yeah, never. No, so I rather work. I rather help my clients.
Yeah.
I'd rather put them in a home than just go out and have a drink or something.
I love it. I love it. Well, and keep balance. Obviously, you stay in shape, so you do keep balance. And but I wanted to thank you guys so much. This is the first time that I've ever had mom son, and it is the coolest thing. To be able to feed off both of you. But I see the energy, I see the compassion, I see your love of the business, and so Jake and I truly appreciate you being Realtors of the Week. I saw your post. You got everybody cheering you on, and
yeah, thank you for the opportunity. I think that being it's just a small token in the business for me, I feel like, but I think that just it's a great opportunity.
Thank you. Well, and I think that the people that are listening now thank you, because what we're always trying to do is how do we improve people. There's a number of people I can connect you with to have mentors. Yes, mom's the best when it comes to that, but it's also okay to have some other mentors, right? Because then you get to learn from different approaches to things.
Exactly.
I don't know if I'm necessarily the best because I feel like sometimes I'm harder on him.
Right.
Versus like if another agent calls me for help, I'm more willing to help them. Versus if Lucky asks me for help, I'll be like, did you figure it out yet? Did you try it yet? Okay, then go try it first and then come back and ask me. So I'm not more willing because I let him figure things out, And Lucky could probably say the same thing where he's like, I don't want to ask you for help.
Sorry.
Well, and I think that the cool thing with this, and we'll wrap this thing up, but we'll get involved with groups, right? MAR, the St. Paul group. Get involved with those type things, because even though you're like, well, this isn't directly helping me with clients, it's probably helping you more than you know, because there's so much talent listening here.
Exactly. Yep, I get it. And surrounding yourself with the people that have the same drive and same motivation.
Networking.
100%.
Yeah, I meet a lot of amazing realtors, and you will be amazed to know what you learn from other realtors.
Well, you know what they say, steel sharpens steel. Hang around those people that are going to improve your skills, and you will be a rock star. I can already tell you're going to be amazing at this. So thank you very much for coming in. You did fantastic. No reason to be nervous. You did amazing. So thank you all for coming with us. Please continue to follow it. Invite your agents. We want to grow this group. We're so close to getting to 1,000 people in our Facebook group, Minnesota Realtors, and we are also on Instagram. It's all one word, Realtor of the Week. Easy to find, follow, like, etc. But also on YouTube. We've got a Realtor of the Week, which are all separate words. And again, Jake has been very instrumental, so thank you very much, my friend, for helping me with this. And thank you, too.
Yeah,
Thank you.
We appreciate you both tremendously.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
All right. Have a good day. Thank you.